What's up, everybody? You are about to watch a clip from our E3 podcast. We're going to talk about the Microsoft conference in this video. So we're going to talk about our favorite games from there. What was the best game? What was the worst game? And everything else.
So stick around. Starting right now.
So E3, great. We just finished our EA. Now we're going to talk about Microsoft. So Microsoft kicked off the bat with, a very interesting game, The Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
Comes out this year.
Yep.
10/15/19.
10/25/19.
What'd I say?
15.
Oh.
You were just 10 days off.
I'm 10 days off. I'm too excited. So this game, you said it very aptly. It meets Borderlands meets like non-Borderlands.
It's like Borderlands meets almost like Mass Effect in like that space type of world. Yeah, it looked fair. It looked interesting with the decision making.
Yeah, so
was the most interesting thing that popped out to me.
Well, I mean, for me, the most interesting thing was the fact that they're on this far distant planet and corporations rule everything.
Yeah.
So corporate overlords.
We can't stop them.
We can't stop, but apparently this new guy.
Probably owned by Disney. Disney owns everything. Disney's gonna own planets.
Can you imagine behind it? They're like, face the corporate overlord. Mickey Mouse here.
You're all fucked. She has a Tommy gun, just killing everyone.
But like you said, this alien Borderland-esque kind of game with corporate overlords. See some cool monsters. The fact that you could be anyone you really want to be. You could be a hero. You could be good. You could be bad. You could be crazy.
Yeah.
This game has piqued my interest. I want to see more.
I do too. I mean, I don't know if I'm getting it per se.
See, with this one, it's piqued my interest enough to all right, I need to see more of a trailer, maybe more storyline before I know, I'm getting it.
Yeah, and for a game that's coming out fairly soon, I thought we would
get more. Yeah.
But that was kind of the trend, I would say, for Microsoft conference, right?
Little information.
Yeah, usually, you would think, especially this year, without Sony there, if you're Microsoft, I'm coming out swinging.
Maybe they just don't have things to come out swinging, except for
the end.
Yeah.
But if I was them, I would be no Sony's there. This is what you get now. Right now with Xbox One, this is what you're getting. This is what you want. This is what you freaking get. I'm coming out just slinging dick everywhere. If I'm Microsoft, just throwing it and
throwing it to
anyone, whoever catches it, just throwing it out there. You know what I mean? You're breathtaking.
Yeah.
Just throw it. Little.
Microsoft. No, I mean, all right. We got to do this in order, right?
Yeah, we got to do it in order. But yeah, so they showed another game that was pretty interesting, Bleeding Edge.
This one I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Looks very fun and interesting. This is think of Overwatch and Paladins, you play
Borderlands.
Yeah, they had
all that feel and art style.
Yeah, Microsoft kind of had this Borderlands feel. I mean, we're not big Borderlands fans.
Yeah, no.
I like it. It's fun.
It's funny to watch.
But the color and the aesthetics, these character designs,
the inking, etches, and the outlines and stuff.
So, Bleeding Edge looks like it's a battle royale kind of game.
Yep.
Kind of you pick a hero or a villain or whatever they call their characters. And you just fight it out. And then they have ultimate abilities and stuff like that. The one person turned into a giant mech. The one
it's a big fat chick.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was like, well, how do I say that politely? The heavy set biker chick turned into a bike and kind of ran people over.
Which is pretty funny to watch. It was cool.
There's this assassin guy. There's dark. There's this one robot man who spits venom.
Yep.
I mean, this game looks kooky and crazy. I'm going to pick it up because of it. This is one of those kind of games where you're going to get right off the bat. It's going to be a fun melee mashup, and we'll see how it works.
Yeah.
And if I regret buying it later, I regret buying it later. But I'm going to buy it. This is on my list.
Well, on my list is a game we talked about in the last one that we got some more footage on was Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes, great.
We got some extra footage on that at the Xbox.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Because during EA, they said after they showed it, it was best played on Xbox, right?
They always do that, yeah.
Yeah, and then Xbox, we saw that again.
And Sony does only on PlayStation.
Yes, but in the world of E3 and as correspondents, reporting on it.
E3 correspondents, yes.
Yes. Do we give credit to E3 since they mentioned Star Wars first, or is it a shared joint discovery with Xbox?
No, actually, so this would be the second and third time. EA originally showed it at Star Wars Celebration.
Yes,
in
but we were talking
Chicago.
about E3, sure.
Oh, well, E3, EA showed it first.
All right,
They,
so
and
Microsoft
they beat them by a day.
So Microsoft is just like, yay, E3.
Well, no, like
well.
Microsoft they were like, because again, no Sony. If I'm Microsoft, not only am I showing off my own properties, which they showed a lot of, like, you know, Microsoft exclusives,
and some indie games, which are cool.
and some indie games, but like you can show off those games that Sony won't be able to too, that are for both platforms.
Yeah.
That you could just go nuts with. Like, so
Yeah, why
Jedi Fallen
not?
Order was one of them. Like, that's smart.
I would be like, oh my god, Jedi, we're getting Star Wars.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, what about Sony? Who?
Who?
We have lightsabers.
I don't know who that is.
Here's a lightsaber. Here's a lightsaber. Like,
You got a
like slinging
lightsaber.
dick where you sling a lightsaber.
Exactly.
You're killing some people.
It's like Oprah's free giveaway. It's just like
Yeah.
you're throwing shit at people. But yeah, no, they showed some like extra gameplay, side content,
Which is good.
A little more story stuff. Which again, love this game. Can't wait.
Another game on my list.
What?
Well,
Maybe.
it's reluctantly on my list.
Okay.
It's the Blair Witch Project game.
Bro, that was really interesting.
So I don't like horror games.
You don't like horror things.
I don't like scary things. But I watched it and I'm like, oh, that looks cool.
It does.
I might play it with my brother.
I'm afraid the dog's gonna die.
Your dog?
No, the dog in the game.
I think the dog in the game is a farce.
You don't think it's real?
No.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Because when you look at when it panned out, like you saw a different like you saw a symbol, right? But it looks
You
like
saw the
different
Blair Witch symbol, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe it goes different pathways and like he resets afterwards.
Oh, I think so. I think there's gonna be a lot of like deja vu.
I don't know, man.
It looked creepy as hell. Also, it's very interesting to me because you're talking about like,
And it was just
they're
they showed up on the
making-
camera and it didn't.
yeah, like you're making a Blair Witch game almost like 20 years plus after the movie
Yeah,
came
but-
out. It's so random,
But
but
they
cool to me.
couldn't. They couldn't make it back then. They didn't
No,
have
they couldn't.
any of the games. Even the movie back then, I would have been like, maybe you should have done it now. Maybe you should have waited.
And the movie got a lot of. I remember when it came out, it was very mixed. Like some people loved it, some people hated it because like you don't see the witch really till the end, and you still don't really see her.
Yeah.
And it was very odd, and it was a new take on kind of like a on the horror genre. I think horror games
They're on the uptick.
They are, and they kind of need more of an expansion, right? Like everything's kind of like Resident Evil
Or Five Nights at Freddy-esque.
or like arguably Doom.
No, Doom's not horror. Doom's just gore.
Doom's gore and thriller.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But like horror, like Resident Evil is like the standard. Or
Yeah.
like maybe like was it Dying Light? is
Dying
up there.
Light, yeah.
Like a lot of the zombie stuff, but like
Video games has been zombies.
it's been zombies or and Resident Evil, which
Yeah.
mixes zombie with like storyline, and then that's really it. Like so, like to expand the genre of horror in a new way, I think it's really cool for horror fans. And Blair Witch fans will love it, and maybe it like comes back in a big way. The trailer looks fucking sick. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I knew. So like, when I watched it in the trailer, I got like a little. I was like, "Ooh, this freaks me out a little bit," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Ah, that means it's a good horror game."
Yeah,
That
right.
means it's good.
Yeah,
That
it did
means-
its job.
That was like, I was like, "Ah, man, I
Yeah.
might have to buy this."
The camera view thing as he's walking through the woods, the lights and
That's creepy, man.
the random people, not people that show up when it panned out into the symbol, like, oh shit, it's Blair Witch.
It spooktified me.
Spooktified.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like it's an interesting take for it's definitely a new type of game. It's definitely something we
Yeah.
haven't seen,
Yeah.
which is good because, like we were talking about, it was a lot. Like E3 this year was a lot of fluff.
I like.
It was a lot of like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
next year you're getting a bunch of shit.
Or here's some indie stuff, like real quick
Yeah.
that you're not gonna get.
And like I thought Microsoft would have came out like way more bare knuckled and been like punching everyone else in the face.
Well, speaking of Microsoft coming bare knuckle punching
And
people in
this
the
was
face,
probably one of the big highlights. of it,
Cyberpunk
yes.
2077.
Yes.
We saw that trailer. Looks beautiful. Now, this is the kind of quality I expect from E3 showing me a game. Take notice, Square Enix, EA, Nintendo.
Wait, EA Nintendo did really well.
Yeah, but look, you're going to tell me, you're going to look at...
Nintendo's never going to do graphics. like that.
I'm not really talking... Nintendo was a farce. It was a joke.
E-
You're going to look at E3. You're going to look
Yeah.
at EA. You're
Yeah.
going to look at Star Wars, the Fallen Order.
Yeah.
With the Jedi Fallen Order. Whatever. And then you're going to look at that graphics. You're going to look at Cyberpunk. You're going to tell me they're anywhere
No.
similar.
Cyberpunk's graphics like are a little uncanny valley where it's like the closest. Like Keanu Reeves looks like Keanu Reeves in that fucking game.
So we see them fight. Like I'm loving the more I watch the trailer, the more I'm like, I need to get this game.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing all these like they're cyborgs. They're fucking cyborgs.
Yeah.
And then you have Keanu Reeves, and I'm like, oh, the Chosen One's here. All right, John Wick's here.
The Chosen One.
And then like you read online and you hear from like podcasts like us that like he's a big role.
Yeah. So he might die.
He might die. We don't know. You
He's
might have sex with him. We don't know. We have no idea what the purpose of him
Keanu
is.
Reeves having sex with him. People would. The internet is so obsessed with him now.
I
in
know.
General, if you get to bang Keanu Reeves or you get to play as Keanu Reeves banging someone, it's gonna like the world's gonna end. Like everyone's gonna like.
Then Keanu Reeves came out.
Yep.
And then you're like, you're breathtaking. The guy that screamed, you're breathtaking.
He was talking about how breathtaking the graphics and scenery is in the game, and someone yelled out, "You're breathtaking," and Keanu Reeves yelled it back, and that guy got offered a free copy of the game.
That's what I was gonna tell you.
Oh, but he turned it down.
Yes, I was also gonna tell you that.
Finish it then.
You stole my thunder. It's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He turned down the game. He said, donate the money from that to charity.
Which is awesome.
Very Keanu Reeves moves. You know, Keanu Reeves donates a lot of money.
He does. He's a good dude.
Charities and stuff. So
Yep.
He's a nice man.
He's a good dude. And but yeah, though this game looks awesome.
The memes that came out of Keanu Reeves in this game alone,
endless.
It's great.
He was on stage for 10 minutes.
Not even,
and is like a billion memes already.
My question to you:
Yes,
is this the best E3 moment? Not game reveal, moment. You don't say.
Even with all the celebrity stuff, I still think the best ever moments of E3.
No, I meant this year. Just this year.
Oh, this year?
This year, yes. Not overall.
On a stage?
On stage.
Probably.
Okay.
Even
game reveals. Even if you got like, I'm counting now everything.
No.
You don't think so? I think this is up there.
It's up there, but I don't think it's the best. I love I love Keanu Reeves as an actor. I love him in the movies. I'm not as obsessed with him as the internet is. But
he doesn't speak on behalf of Jersey Comic Krew. We, as a whole, are Keanu obsessed. I'm sorry.
I
sorry.
I love Keanu Reeves.
That's like saying you love Trump and Hitler. I don't
know.
No,
I don't at all. Why would you say that? No.
You said you don't love Keanu Reeves.
I do. I said I'm not as obsessed with him as the internet.
That's the same thing.
Obliterately is obsessed with him for some
I have
reason.
A tattoo of him.
Which is funny because he didn't even know the internet was that obsessed with him. He was like,
he's like, oh, that's nice.
Oh,
that's cool. Spreading the goodness.
Yeah, like obviously if it's for positive, I'm all for it. But
I think he's a liar. I think he knew.
Oh my god,
he's freaking Neo.
I don't think he's Neo. He was in the Matrix. He knew. But like I think this was a great moment. I'm still someone who gets annoyed though. Like the old angry man in me gets annoyed by people in the audience disrupting shit.
Oh, I liked it.
During the Square Enix conference, I was like livid the whole time. Because everything that happened, it was like, we're going to overreact. I'm trying to get heard on screen. I'm trying to be special. Like, it was just, I could barely I could barely hear what's going on because of obnoxious people in the audience who wouldn't shut the hell up.
Before Square Enix, I thought the energy at Microsoft
was fine. Microsoft was fine.
Hear me. At Microsoft, EA, and throughout the rest of the conferences, I felt like the energy was low. I felt like people were like, oh, woo. And then Square Enix people were like, oh, what moments? Oh, my God. They were making every game. Square Enix.
Everyone's Kermit.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, this is what I expect from E3, like San Diego Comic-Con, like all this huge energy, which wasn't really there until then.
Well, also because, like what we said, especially in Microsoft, a lot of fluff. In my opinion. A lot of fluff, not as big on the, like, new IP, crazy new AAA. Like, all this shit, boom, boom in your face. It was very, like, it was one of those years where it was like, hey, we have some stuff for this year that you haven't heard of yet that is, like, going to be kind of middle of the road. And then you have next year. And next year. And next year. And I'm like, well, we still got a half a fucking year left. Like, what are we getting?
They're building, Chris.
They are. They're building. And it's a building year for everyone almost. And
speaking of building... Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker saga is coming out.
That's
looks great.
Crazy exciting. I'm totally getting it.
I have to. He's building a snowman. He's like, oh no, we gotta. Like they're just so fun and campy. Like these Lego games, and they're kind of hard sometimes.
It is, but this is one of your stress-free games that you just chill
like you're just playing.
You're playing, and it goes through episode 1 through 9. It's going to be obviously after Rise of Skywalker comes out. at the end of this year. It's going to come out in 2020.
It looks fun.
But it's going to be great. It's every Lego Star Wars game, and you get to play through all 9 movies in Lego form, which, of course, everyone's already played in some form the older games, where it was the original trilogy or the classic trilogy. It's so much fun. It's so awesome to do. I'm getting it. I'm going to play the shit out of it.
What surprised me...
I might get it for Switch.
I'm going to get it for Switch. Because you know what? You need more games for that. Forza Horizon 4, the Lego Speed Champion Edition, expansion.
That was cool.
Blew me away.
I'm like, okay, they're gonna do Forza, and it's gonna be more Forza, and it's gonna be
everything is awesome.
More Forza, and then everything is awesome starts playing,
and they're drifting, and I'm like, oh my god!
And it's Lego shit central, and it's fucking cool.
I lost my mind. I was like, I have to get Forza. I never wanted Forza.
I never wanted Forza.
I was like, but everything's awesome, and like they're driving.
But everything is awesome.
I know. I thought it was a new game at first, and I was like, Lego's making a racing game?
Yep.
I could dig it. All right. Oh, it's an expansion. Even better.
Do you remember Lego Racers for PC?
No.
Back in the 90s? That was a great game.
No.
Oh, I played the shit out of that game. You basically created your own race car like from scratch.
Oh, that's
with Lego
cool.
pieces. And it was like Lego's version of Mario Kart, but everything was like Lego Mario Kart and Minecraft mixed together.
Oh, wow,
and it was like build everything from the ground up, and like you added things for like certain speed, and you could do certain designs, or you could just make your like crazy car from scratch, which I always did. I made my own car. It was like stupid, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Put
a cannon on it and shoot backwards so you go forward.
I had flags hanging off the back and like stupid shit.
The more flags, the better.
Of course, it was ridiculous. But
that's how you get more wind resistance.
Oh, it was so fun.
I don't know what I just said.
And you could race, and it had like Lego Dino area races, and it went through all like the different Lego spots. So it was like Lego City.
So now Forza needs to do that.
Forza needs to do that because Lego Racers was awesome. When I saw this, I was like, oh my god, Lego Racers! Like that's what I went to.
That would have been great.
That would have been awesome.
Maybe this is the gateway to that.
Exactly. Hopefully.
And then they got to see what Crash Team Racing does.
Yes, which comes out very soon. I think it's the end of this month.
Yes, I'm getting it.
I'm getting it. Oh, so am I. We can play online.
Yeah. Did you watch Lego Movie 2?
I haven't seen the second one yet.
I watched it the other day. Fantastic.
Was it great?
Yeah.
I love it.
I love this Lego shit.
I love it.
It's great.
The first one's so good.
The first one's better. First one's
one is so good.
Second one's good. First one's better.
I knew the second one wasn't going to beat the first one by the trailer, but I still want to see it.
It's very, very good. You watching Lego Batman?
Oh, I saw Lego Batman. Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I like Lego Movie better than Lego Batman.
I do too. They reference Lego Batman. They're like, "Oh, where's Batman? Oh, he's off doing his own adventure." And I'm like, "That was great." I mean, he comes back later, but that was great.
Hey, I'm back. First try.
Speaking of nostalgia and things of our past,
and things we have to pay $60 to redo over and over again because we have to.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yes.
That's it. I have nothing to say about it. There's another fighting game with Dragon Ball Z.
It's another storyline that you replay the show.
I was like...
And it's another $60 where you're like, take my money, I want to play this.
I'm not getting it.
Really? At all?
I'm not getting it.
Are you just done with the DBZ?
Done.
Do you know the last DBZ game I got?
Oh, what was the one that just came out? The side-scrolling one I got. I paid $60. I paid it like 3 times.
The last DBZ game I got was for PlayStation Portable.
Are you getting this?
I might.
Yeah?
I haven't gotten a big-time DBZ game in forever. I didn't get Fighter Z.
Fighter Z is what I got. I played it twice and I stopped. I was just...
I didn't get, what was it?
Xenoverse 1 and 2?
Xenoverse 1 and 2. I...
Tenkaichis or anything?
Didn't get the Tenkaichi since, like, PlayStation 2. I haven't had the Tenkaichis. But the last one I got was, like, Tenkaichi Budokai. Shin Budokai.
Okay.
For PlayStation Plus. And it was the Cell Saga and Buu Saga. And then at the end, you decided if you turned into Vegito, you fought Buu. And if you were Gogeta, you'd fought... Actually, I don't remember.
I don't know. I never played that one.
That was long ago.
I think I'm done with DBZ games.
I mean, I can't blame you.
They're just the same. I'm like,
you're paying $60 every. It's almost like Call of Duty, right? You're paying $60 for another version of the same thing. Although what I did like about what they showed with the Kakarot one was the other stuff that isn't just like you need to go to this fight. It's very linear. It's way more open world where you could like, hey, I need to level up by doing like side missions, like you have to catch like red ribbon robot stuff and all this stuff from Dragon Ball. I think
what they need to do for me to get back into a Dragon Ball Z, aside from doing Super, would do a canon story that's not in the anime.
Good luck.
I know.
That's tough.
I know. Star Wars is it, but I'm saying like
Star Wars is a different property.
I understand. I'm like, this would be great.
That would be
great. Or
if
we're like, all right, in the new anime saga, which we know is eventually coming out, we're gonna have this character, but before that, we're gonna have a game, and it's gonna teach you who this character is and everything. I feel like they just need to do new content. I'm just done.
I would be fine if they even did it like, and hear me out, this is going to sound crazy, Pokemon Stadium style.
Scratching my head.
I know.
Because
I said
I'm
it sounds
itchy,
crazy.
and I don't know why.
Two things. I need to wash my hair. And second, I need to know more. Because, take the Pokemon Stadium style from N64, right?
Okay.
You had your stadium battles. You had your gym leader castle.
Yeah.
You had your mini game shit. If you take the DBZ formula, your gym leader castle is basically your main storyline that you play through.
Okay.
Right? That we've kind of gotten. Your stadium stuff is purely the martial arts tournament. With new characters, with random like you could choose, and each tier is a different saga. So like the stadium tiers, you go like it's the Dragon Ball tier, the Dragon Ball Z tier, the Dragon Ball Super tier. We won't even talk about GT, but each tier has different levels you need to be at in order to use that stuff. So you have like Little Goku fighting Piccolo and Tien in the Dragon Ball tier. You have DBZ where you could choose from like all the characters like Super Team Gohan, whatever you want to do, Cell Saga. You have a bunch of tiers in that stadium area where it's just the martial arts tournament. And then your mini game is almost like your training. You do like training to level up certain characters. You have uniqueness with those characters where you focus on certain moves. You focus on like, hey, I want Gohan to be a close combat brawler. I want Goku to be a like energy blaster.
Sure.
Like whatever you do. Those tiers are there. And then you have a new storyline, like you said, maybe set between sagas, which I think would be way easier than starting your whole, like, there's no way they're ever going to get, like, Japan and with those rights with Akira Toriyama stuff into a full-fledged game where it's like, hey, this is brand new characters that Goku is facing almost like the next saga. Not going to happen. I think the easier way is saying, hey, this story takes place between
these sagas.
Cell and Boo. When Teen Gohan's still like growing up, maybe they do like Cooler comes back or something. Like a character we haven't seen a lot of.
And
you know
it's
what I
canon.
mean? And it's canon and it's between a saga.
I'd buy it.
So you kind of
It's
get
a new story, I'd buy it.
like a bunch of different stuff. That's why I said Pokemon Stadium. That's
Okay.
what I thought. So that's just me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, want to talk about 12 minutes?
We only have 12 minutes left?
No. The game 12 minutes. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. This game is
that was interesting.
Probably my indie pick of the conference. Not of the conference, of all of E3.
Ooh.
I really like this game concept. Like, he's
agree with
sitting
that.
down, and he's talking with his wife, and he's like, oh, somebody's about to come in here, says that you murdered your father. Did you actually do this? Tell me now. Like, and then, like, he keeps reliving this, like, time loop. And I guess it lasts for 12 minutes. This just, like, piqued my interest of, like, Groundhog's Day meets, like, video game. You're playing Groundhog's Day, right?
Yep.
So, like, you have to try to figure out in different ways.
With
and
a
like
thriller aspect.
Exactly, with a thriller aspect.
And it's basically like he knows that someone's coming to kill him, his wife, and child. Like an assassin.
Yeah.
Like there's an assassin coming from.
Kill them.
We don't know what he did, but he literally is he's like apologizing in the beginning. It's it's a top-down view. It's a very odd view.
Yeah.
And he's like apologizing, like I'm sorry, I never meant to do this. And she's like, what are you talking about? Then there's going to be a knock at the door and blah blah blah. I've lived
it's like
this
a mystery.
already.
Like you got to solve it.
It is. It's a mystery detective / thriller / deja vu.
I like it.
Groundhog
Like
Day.
in each different day, like each reiteration of the day, they're doing something else. They're dancing. They're in the bathroom. They're in bed. They're eating. Like It
was very cool.
I'm very excited. I'm adding this. This is on my pick list.
It might be something that I definitely want to know more about first, but it's definitely piqued my interest as like completely different.
Okay.
Which obviously we all know in games different is most of the time very good. When you different and it's off of the main path.
You want to hear something that's the same but slightly different?
What?
Crossfire X 2020.
That to me is the same in a lot of ways.
It's another fighting war game, but the cinematic looks beautiful. I don't know if I'm getting it. It looks like another Call of Duty or any one of these other shooters.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't like. But the graphics look great.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks great.
The cinematics look
It's the
awesome.
same but different.
It's the same but different. It's the cinematics look great. Like in the trailer, they take down a building.
Yeah.
He
does a lot of the gun hand thing. He's like, I'm coming to you.
It's very like
what are you doing?
It's very like Nathan Drake meets Underworld crime boss.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Meets like Metal Gear. I don't know. I'm not getting it because I'm tired of like war games and shooter and third or first person
War.
shooters.
Yeah. Ooh. Can we get demonetized for that? We're not monetized, so it don't matter. We're poor.
But I think the one game that, again, what I said earlier, and I think Rob agrees with me, is that what we were talking about, like, there was not a lot of focus on, like, hey, this is our big shit right now.
No.
And they had a chance with that with Gears 5.
Yes.
And Gears 5 is coming out September 10th of this year. This is their massive AAA title. They have a new multiplayer called Escape, which looks really cool, where like they release this like mist, this like virus mist, and you have to like kill everything and get away from it before it turns you, and it kills everything. They're having a Terminator challenge pack, which it seemed like Terminator was everywhere during E3 this year.
Yeah.
Which was very odd.
Because they're rebooting the franchise.
Because they're rebooting it, and they're like, here's some money for your game. Put our character in.
Well, it makes sense.
But I think we got more of Gears 5 last year than we did it this year.
I liked how we saw like some like WWE wrestlers like, oh, we're about to play. I'm like, all right, what is that doing for any of us? But okay, cool.
That's what I'm saying. And like to me, Gears 5 should be their swan song for Xbox One.
Yeah.
Like this is your big Xbox only title, your exclusive before next year's new console and Halo and the stuff we'll talk about in a minute. This is like what we want to focus on. Why aren't you showing us more? Why aren't you showing us gameplay? Why aren't you showing us, like, telling us what the story's about? We got this one trailer with Phoenix's daughter kind of just going through this, like, Crazy Jane expo of, like, schizophrenia and memories and all this stuff that she's happening. She's searching for her mother.
I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Because it's the same, but different. See, that's what it is.
E3 2019, the same, but
different. Well, I mean, we could definitely say that maybe for Microsoft.
Well, yeah. So I was... Like, I love the Gears of War franchise.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the most unique yet underrated franchises
Very
as
underrated.
far as story mode, single player.
That chainsaw shotgun, we don't see that anywhere.
No,
and
it's so unique.
And it's beautiful.
And it's great.
Just
I want to cut motherfuckers in half and then blow them away with my shotgun.
What about people who don't fuck mothers? What do you do to them?
I have nipples.
How does that feel, huh? You gonna kill the people who haven't?
No, I'm talking.
You're not gonna kill virgins.
I want to chop locusts in half with a chainsaw shotgun all day.
All day.
I remember in high school.
From top down or left to right?
No, top down. You gotta go.
I do a couple side to side.
You pizza them. You go.
Yeah.
You cut them in triangles. But yeah, no. I
cut you to 8 slices of bitcharoni.
Exactly. Like I remember, like high school playing 1 and 2 all day.
Yeah,
doing a single player co-op campaign and just going through them and playing the whole story.
I remember playing 3 a lot. Mike had 3.
3 was great,
and he let me play horde mode. And
I love 2 though. 2.
He was like, "All right, Rob, you're sucking. Let me take it back. Let me."
I feel like with Mike, everyone sucks though, because Mike like plays so many games.
He's good.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like everyone's gonna suck, even if like you're considered good. Mike is just that much better. Where it's like, Rob, gonna go away.
He's like.
Like
no, if he considers me good, he's like, all right, grab rid of the controller. Sometimes he's
go
like,
through initiation.
He's like, all right, no.
But like, yeah, no.
Oh, he used to. Oh my God, in Halo,
I suck in Halo.
He was a monster.
So much in Halo.
I was like, Mike, I want to play. He's like, do you? And he's the younger one. I should tell him. He's like,
I am so bad at Halo, it's laughable.
I would just assume you're bad at multiplayer games.
No, I'm just bad at Halo. I was never a big Halo person.
What's your multiplayer game? Like, what's the one like? All right, I'm good.
I mean, now I don't really play multiplayers at all anymore.
That's what I thought.
It used to be like, Nazi Zombies, Call of Duty. Used to be
Nazi Zombies is like a co-op.
Well, it used to be like Call of Duty multiplayer.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. When they were like popping one out a year.
Okay.
Like the big, I probably played Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiplayer to death, back for PS2. But yeah, I fell out of multiplayer because I was just like, yeah, I'd rather just play stories. I'm a story-driven person. I'm a comic book person. I like stories.
What?
Yeah.
You're a comic?
I'm a comic book guy.
We should do a podcast together.
Yo, we totally should.
I like comic books too.
New idea. Hey, what are those? Yeah. But yeah, so I thought Gears, we would have gotten more out of Gears. I wanted more to Gears. I wanted Microsoft to be like, this is our AAA big title. in your face for this year for your Xbox One. Sony's not here. We could talk all day about this shit. Like, go nuts. And we didn't get that. So I was honestly disappointed by Microsoft's conference the form of like, hey, what are you showing and what are we talking about? To me, it was almost like they were so worried about last year of like, crap, like, we need more content. We need this. So it was like just game.
Well, I mean,
but it was like, okay, that's great, but like, where is the context?
They're just setting up for their new...
Exact. Well, which they are, which I don't blame them, but at the same time, it's like, all right, in the present, I know we're getting this, but tell me why I want it. Why do I want to pre-order this? Why do I want to reserve it now?
Do you think that we're too demanding as video game fans?
I think we're too demanding as a culture. Yeah, 100%. As the collective, as the one-minded collective. Yes.
Like maybe we need to calm down and like they'd be all right.
I do, but at the same time, I think as a company in the business sense, you need to take advantage of things that are there.
The opportunity. You don't think they did?
I don't think they took advantage of the opportunity that Sony was not there.
No, I don't think so.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Wouldn't you sit there and be like, if you were Microsoft, you'd be like, guys, we need to fucking blow the lid off.
Well,
of
the
this thing.
Cyberpunk thing was big.
Cyberpunk thing was awesome
because they won
Hands
E3
down.
because of that. I think.
Ooh, I don't think they won E3.
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, but we'll talk.
What do you think about Dying Light 2? Did you care?
No, another Dying Light. They've talked about this game for like 2 years, 3. This is the third year I think they're talking about it, isn't it? This is like I stopped caring. It was
released the game already.
Yeah, it was like there's a couple of games later on we'll talk about that they've been talking about forever, and games that they didn't even talk about that they talked about last year.
Like what?
Like when we get to Square Enix.
Oh, okay.
Where was
other conferences? Okay.
Yeah, like,
I thought you meant in Microsoft.
No. Like we'll talk about later, but like. So Dying Light, I could care less. Borderlands 3 is finally coming out.
That looks fun.
In September?
I played Borderlands 2 for a while. It was fun. I didn't get as nitty-gritty as a lot of my friends did. A lot of them play it hard. This one, though, looks fun.
Yeah.
Like, you saw the one chick, she had, like, 6 spectral arms and, like, all these different abilities. Character design gets me. So, like, if you have a quirky character, you could do some weird stuff.
It means weird.
And I'm like, yeah, I want it. What means weird?
Quirky.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Like weird shit is interesting in video games.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, you got me. Like that's why I'm gonna get Bleeding Edge, and that's why I'm getting this. Like this, I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm not getting Borderlands again. Like it's
not up your alley.
For me to throw in $60 for a game, it has to be something I'm like so hellbent on. Otherwise, I'm like, all right, let me see or wait till it's like cheaper.
What about the Elden Ring?
So the Elden Ring looked very interesting for the tidbit we saw. This is, I believe, the George R. R. Martin one, right?
Yes.
So this is very like Lord of the Rings meets...
Is this Lord of the Rings? I don't know. I don't think so.
It seemed like the mood of Lord of the Rings meets like wartime, historical, mind-beldingness weirdness.
I'm getting it. I mean, I like the magic, I like elves, and George R. R. Martin, sure.
I like all those things too, but again, this will probably not be out till 2021.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we're seeing like a teaser. So next year we'll probably get like
a trailer.
We're gonna talk about this trailer and maybe gameplay, and then we'll get it in 2021. But I definitely want to know more about it. It definitely piqued my interest though.
Okay,
that's a cool thing. Which I'm guessing this won't be a Xbox exclusive. I'm guessing
no,
and I'm guessing also might be for the next platform too.
Yes, which is Project xCloud. No, is that No, it's Project Scarlet.
Yes.
Sorry.
But yeah, Project xCloud will be a part of Project Scarlet. So the end of Microsoft's conference, if for those of you who haven't seen it, was all about the start of their next gen console that will be coming out holiday 2020 next year, along with Halo Infinite.
Which just makes sense because you need Halo to launch it.
Yes.
We saw a trailer for Halo Infinite.
Yes.
Well, not trailer. A teaser?
A cinematic
a
teaser.
Cinematic teaser.
That shit looks like a TV show.
Looks great. Looks beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful. And we know we're getting a Halo TV series soon, too. Great. Project Scarlet, I like the name. We're changing the color. We're no longer green. We're red. Hey, let's rock with it.
Well, and obviously by next year it'll be called Xbox something.
Yeah, what was Scorpion? Scorpion was 1X,
Scorpion was Xbox One. And then Scarlet now is going to be whatever is next year.
Yeah, so that's fine. You call it whatever you want. If they change the color, I'm going to be like, wow.
Yeah.
You went green and red.
You went green and red.
Let's go.
Yeah, so but they talked a lot about xCloud as a part of it, which is going to be their console-like streaming service start of the streaming
it's
stuff.
Like you could, their mindset is like you could go to any console anywhere and you could be able to play your games because it's in our cloud, and you're going to be able to access it wherever when you log in, which is great. I like that idea.
Yep. With the free, which is always a good word, xCloud servers.
And I like it because, they're getting in the mindset, like this to me with the xCloud makes them aware of like, all right, consoles are going to become obsolete soon. People are going to be able to walk to any terminal if they, like, let's use terminal words.
Yep.
Because I think we're all going to go into Matrix, right? They're going to be able to go to the...
We're going to be cyberpunk with all the mechanical...
I'm telling you.
Add-ons.
They're going to be able to go to a terminal, a console, anyone, anywhere, and be able to play their games on their account to log in. Mm-hmm. So they're like, all right, we need to make sure we have that. Cool, we develop a console over here, make sure that's good and great and all, but we have to make sure that they can go anywhere and play anywhere.
Yeah.
And now the new console, they're going to say it's 4 times stronger. It's always 4 times stronger.
It's always 4 times stronger. There's 40% more of this. But, like, you might agree with me on this one. So... to me, it almost feels like yesterday when these current-gen consoles came out. Yeah. I feel like time's flown, even though like we were technically in college when like PS4 and Xbox One came out.
We're getting old.
All right? Here's my question to you. I don't think new consoles anymore are going to be about like... I mean, a little bit, but from... like, just for example, PlayStation 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Graphic upgrades was the major pushing force. Standard definition to HD to 4K, stuff like that. I don't think the next generation of consoles are going to be about those, like, push for graphics. I think now it's going to be about speed.
Yes.
Load times.
They mentioned that. They want to get rid of the loading screen. Like, when you go to somewhere, it takes forever. Yeah.
Which you don't think about, but now I'm, like, thinking about it a lot when I play games.
Oh, it happens a lot, man.
It does. And I think if
you play Destiny, you all know you got to fly, watch yourself fly. That's a load screen.
Yep.
It's loading.
Anytime you go into an elevator in the game.
Loading.
Even just the load screens where they, like, in certain RPGs where they just, like, tell you
They just tell you you're loading.
Yep. So if that's going away, that's a huge thing for next gen.
Well, here's the thing. With that, games go by quicker now.
Yes.
So they have to make sure they put more content in.
Hopefully.
If there's no load screen.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the hopeful. And that was my main question to you, which I'm glad you picked up on. The fact that without the load times.
Yeah.
So like, if you take it down to the simplest form, right? Think of a game as a TV show, right? An hour-long TV show is technically like 42 minutes with 18 minutes of commercials. The load screens are almost like commercials, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you have a 50-hour game.
It's huge.
That's huge. With the load screens makes it maybe like what? 60 altogether?
Maybe
56.
That's a lot. I don't
55.
know. I don't feel comfortable answering that, but I want to say.
But
yes.
it adds time.
Yeah.
How much time are they really going to be like? Well, we got rid of the load screens. This is our story. I'm not adding anything else just to add it.
They might.
I'd be happy if they did, depending on the game.
It might feel smoother. It might be like, oh, we don't need this.
Yeah. But how much? Like again, even like obviously Halo, they announced Halo for Project Scarlet for next year's gen console, which is smart because I don't think Xbox One had an exclusive at launch.
No.
Right? It took a couple months before they had the exclusive. So when you throw in...
When you throw in Halo as an exclusive...
People are going to buy it regardless.
You're selling... You already wrote a check for $1 million.
Exactly. And...
More than that.
More than that. But like, if you have Halo at the beginning, do you think Xbox in general is going to be like, listen, these consoles are obviously better. The hardcore gamers are going to buy them regardless. But for anyone else who's like, should we buy even a console anymore if this is just about speed and not about all the other graphic upgrades? And, I'm sure there's going to be some type of VR in this regardless.
Matrix. Yeah. That's why Keanu Reeves was in this conference.
That's why Keanu Reeves is not for Cyberpunk.
I'm telling you, we're in the Matrix.
In the Matrix.
Have you seen any telephone poles? I didn't think so.
You mean telephone poles? You mean payphones?
I may or may not have misspoke.
May, as in, yes. But, like...
You see any telephone? They're probably like, this fucking idiot. There's 3 outside my house.
There's 80 on the block. So, like, if you take...
Not in Kansas.
We're not in Kansas anymore. But like if you take those aspects of like the casual gamer.
Yeah.
Because remember when Xbox One came out, their big push wasn't just Xbox. It was like everything's in it. You could watch TV. You could put Netflix on it. You could stream your baseball games. It was like,
yeehaw!
But what about the games? Like, I already do that shit. Like, what about the games? I think their focus will be about the games, which is smarter. But again, like the casual gamer, are they buying this based on like, oh, it's just load times? Like, fuck it, I don't care.
The casual gamer... That's
it's going to take a little longer, right?
It's going to take. The casual gamer might buy it because they're Halo fans. The casual gamer might buy it because it's a new console. They got to get the new thing. That's why iPhone does very well.
Yeah.
The other part of the casual gamer, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just rock with this. They have new content. Cool. What I did like, one other thing I got to talk about, Project xCloud.
Mm-hmm.
That your games that you buy from Microsoft on Xbox also going to be available for PC because they know that a lot of people play on PC.
Yes, that was very smart, I think, of them.
So smart.
100% smart. And that's also a way to keep... And for those of you who may not be gamers out there, the PC gamer community a lot of the times feels like a little excommunicated.
Yeah.
Because...
even though that's the way to play.
Even though that's like, honestly, the best way to play a game.
That's the way to be competitive.
Even though
and everything.
I'm a console guy, you're mostly a console guy.
For now.
But at the same time,
I might join the master race.
The master race, but like again, like having especially because Microsoft is a computer-based company, to have your cloud storage be able to play on both PC and your system, I think is really smart.
I think that's great.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best moves they made during this whole conference, and even though it was like a small part of it.
I'm curious to if my stats on console carry over to PC
They
and vice versa.
Because if your cloud's saving. That saves that whole game, right? So that should be that should be your stats. That should be your personalization. That's like if you change, like your outfit should be whatever you choose onto PC. It shouldn't just go back to like default.
Like if I got skins on like one game and playing on the PC to 100%. Be better, I should be. Able to do it, right?
I can't see it not being able to do that.
You know what? The next big thing is going to be cross-platforming.
100%.
They're already been talking.
They've already been talking about it, and Sony's finally ready to like start playing ball with everyone else after the Fortnite debacle.
What was the Fortnite debacle?
Where Switch and Xbox could play cross-platform with each other, but Sony was like, no, fuck you guys.
Rocket League, everybody can, though.
Rocket League, everyone can. But
I don't understand.
And now Fortnite, I think Sony allowed it.
Yeah, because now, Fortnite just bought Rocket League.
Yes.
And Fortnite was like, oh, if you can do it on Rocket League, I guess we got to do it on Fortnite. Make sure it's done everywhere.
Exactly. So I think overall...
So what's the best game from Microsoft?
I mean... I would arguably, I would say again, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
That's you can't say that's cheating.
I think it's tough because Halo looks great, but Cyberpunk gave us what we wanted to see.
I'm saying, you know what I mean? Mine is Cyberpunk 2077.
I think Cyberpunk 2077 looks great. I want to know more about what the story is on Cyberpunk. I think the fact that Keanu's in it has sold already billions of copies. I think the graphics have made it sold billions of copies. The fact that it's unique in those cool like arm blades that come out of them is very unique.
You saw the one girl hacked him and put it away, but he luckily got the gun now, and he was like,
that was cool. I think the Halo thing looks really interesting. It looks like they're kind of going back to almost basics with Master Chief.
Yeah. Very
Halo 2 style-y, too. His costume was one of the older geared up costumes, but
so, what's the best pick?
I'm gonna pick
vamping.
I'm gonna pick Halo.
Okay,
I'm gonna pick Halo.
Now, what game is the worst, or you're let down, or you could give a crap about, or like whatever your reasoning is?
For me, it has to be Way to the Woods.
Way to the Woods,
which was that weird deer story thing.
Okay,
I was like, "You're a deer. Do I get hit by a car or not? Like, do I get shot?" It was like almost like I felt like it was what Bambi's mother saw after she died.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I was like, why do I want this or need this? It's one of those weird games that I'm just like, I'm good.
For me, it's gonna be. This might be blasphemous for some of you guys, but it's gonna be Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
No, I get that too.
I just like okay.
Yeah, like
I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Like I watched everything in Japanese. Like I watch it at night. I'm like, I don't need it. It's just
I understand too. And I think, and my biggest surprise interest game for me was Blair Witch.
Mine's 12 minutes.
12 Minutes looked crazy too. Yeah, and they were kind of in that thriller style too. Like again, we were talking about the horror genre. So I'm picking Blair Witch. 1 to 10, how did you think Microsoft's conference went? Like overall, games, what they talked about.
Minus the Keanu moment?
No, leave it in there. That's part of it.
8.
Oof.
The Keanu moment is strong.
I'm going 6.
6?
Yeah.
6? You saw Halo.
We saw a Halo trailer. We saw Cyberpunk 2077 definitely took the
What about
best
Lego
part of
Speed
it.
Champions,
That was great. Some of the games were great. Again, Microsoft had the opportunity to go nuts this year.
Okay.
And it was very laid back. Even with Sony not there, I thought they would have. I was going into this Microsoft conference on Sunday being like, this is going to be one of the greatest conferences I might ever see from E3 in a long time.
You had high expectations.
I had very high hopes and expectations because I'm like, hey, a lot of people this gen went the PS4 route. A lot of 360 people went the PS4 route too this gen.
Meh.
No, they did. Like statistically, they just did.
Yeah, that's true.
And some obviously got both. A lot of people got both.
Yeah.
But a lot of people jumped to PS4. I'm like, what are you guys doing to counter back and say like, no, you're gonna want to come back. And again, we'll obviously get more info on Scarlet next year. But
so everything wasn't awesome.
No, it was not.
All right, guys, that wraps up our conversation on the Microsoft conference. Stay tuned because next we're gonna do Bethesda.
Bethesda is next.
Bethesda.